Hello, church. It is Good Friday, and since it is Good Friday, it is the time where we celebrate the start of the journey where Jesus is crucified, and on Sunday we celebrate the resurrection. But actually, I just want to focus specifically on the fact that it's Good Friday. Last week was Palm Sunday, which was the day that Jesus rode into Jerusalem, and people were taking off their tunics and laying them on the ground, and people were taking palm leaves and laying them on the ground, and Jesus rode a donkey, and it was this really high honor that Jesus got to experience, where he was greeted into Jerusalem like a king, like a hero. And today, we reached the 5 days down the road where Jesus is now being crucified like a criminal. From being greeted to a king to being crucified to like a criminal in a few days. Jesus deserved the epic entrance into the city. He did a lot for the people. Healing, teaching, challenging the status quo, flipping the idea that people had about the blessings God has given to people and the character of who God is. Jesus called out the powerful, telling them to empower the powerless, right? To rise up those who have nothing. Jesus called out the rich and told them to be generous. Jesus called out the bitter and told them to be forgiving. These are some hard pills to swallow, mostly because for us, we live in North America, I think it is fair to say that we can mostly consider ourselves as the rich. Most of us hold some level of social power. And how many of us challenge or are struggling with holding grudges? When Jesus got into Jerusalem, he went straight to the temple and started flipping tables, the tables of those who were exploiting God's house for money. He called out the religious leaders for their hypocrisy, and he taught the masses. Jesus got right to it. He didn't waste any time. He kept on his mission. Although now, many that saw him as a threat before were increasing their bitterness, their anger towards him, because he was coming to the heart of the religious community, of the Jewish community, and he was challenging and threatening their way of life. You see, the thing is that Jesus is actually flipping the tables of our hearts. He's calling us out. He's asking us to be the leaders of change. He's calling us out on our crap. He's humbling us so that we in turn can see our brokenness and find healing in Jesus. Healed people heal. And that's what Jesus is striving towards. Pointing specifically to the cross is a symbol of humility. God humbled himself to a cross. This is something we say, but think about that. Jesus legitimately, being able to defend himself, allowed himself to be taken to the cross and didn't defend himself. He didn't tear apart the people that were there challenging him or were bringing him up with these false charges with weak charges that would be easily disputed. And it's a symbol of sacrifice, right? We all know that Jesus sacrificed himself on the cross. It's a symbol of forgiveness. It's a symbol of grace. All the things God is telling us to represent so that we can be the conduits of building community, of bringing healing. All of these good things God wants to do through us. And if anything stands in the way of that, God is trying to bring us to a point to throw that out. And the things that we hold on to, well, that's why Jesus died on the cross in the first place. But Jesus is trying to change the way that we see the world, because our world has enough anger, bitterness, pride, hatred, unforgiveness, greed, selfishness. We need something different, something more sacrificial. And Jesus led this revolution by allowing himself to be taken to the cross to start and complete a revolution. He is bringing in the next phase that we are in now. The victory that was had that day was extremely powerful. And we haven't even gotten to Sunday yet. In Romans chapter 5, verses 6 to 8, it says this: "You see, at just the right time, when you were still powerless, Christ died for the ungodly. Very rarely will anyone die for a righteous person. Though for a good person, someone might possibly dare to die. But God demonstrates his own love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us." That's a crazy statement. He's basically saying, we might die for somebody who deserves it, but Jesus already died on the cross. God demonstrated his love when he sent his son to die on the cross, when Christ died on the cross for us. Before we could ever be in a spot where we would be in right relationship with God, before we would be a good person, right? God died on the cross for us. You see, Jesus is calling us to be the leaders of change by accepting the gift of forgiveness. Jesus was crucified, showing us how far he is willing to go to flip the tables of our hearts. He doesn't just want to call us out. He wants to reach into our hearts and renovate it from the inside out. The journey to the cross is picking up our cross daily. It is a lifelong challenge. The renovation of our hearts, it starts at the cross, and it's inviting Jesus to renovate and work in the mess. You're struggling, your struggles, your sins. These are the areas Jesus wants to work on. Not for the sake of making you a different person or making you less of who you are, but for making you a more gracious, forgiving, loving, caring, healing, empowering person. Jesus wants to use you to change the world. And so as Jesus slowly changes us, we can look at the cross on days like today and know how far Jesus is willing to go just to reach us. I hope you find this encouraging. Happy Easter.